Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.
Today on the Doc on the Run podcast, we're talking about how uncertainty costs injured runners. Now, if you're a runner and you're listening to this, you probably have some kind of injury that's doing one of two things. Either it's keeping you completely off of your feet and you're not running at all, or you're basically running in a halfway fashion where you're not really doing your full workouts, it's not really feeling gratifying, and you don't really feel like you're making progress. You have to remember here, the enemy is time. Every day with no activity or training at a halfway level, that costs you. Because your competition, remember, even if your competition is your prior self, your competition would be training at full capacity. And when you're not, it's costing you. Now, every runner who calls me, whether they schedule a webcam visit, if they join me in the Injured Runners Aid Station, if they just want a second opinion, every single one of them calls me has uncertainty. It usually sounds something like this. I don't really know if I need to wear the boot. My doctor told me to use it, but I don't really feel like I have to use it. I want to know if I can walk, even if my stress fracture hurts a little bit, but it really doesn't hurt that much. It doesn't hurt as bad as it did before. Can I still work out if I'm on the crutches? Is there anything I can do to maintain my running fitness? All these runners have one thing in common. Number one, two things really. Number one, they're very curious about what they can actually do to maintain their running fitness. And number two, they haven't done anything. Not yet. Why? Because they have uncertainty. They're not sure what they should be doing. They're not confident that they're not going to make their injury worse. So this is your task. Look, I really do care about you getting back to running, but not as much as you do. And I can promise that most doctors don't care at all because it's not their job to care about your running fitness. It's their job to make your injury improve as fast as possible. And sometimes that happens at the expense of your running fitness and your capacity to run later. So if you don't know what to do, you have to take some step to change direction. Either figure it out on your own, going through some self-diagnosis and self-treatment stuff, or getting a second opinion from somebody who's an expert on running injuries, even getting a second opinion from another doctor in your area who's just going to look at it differently. You have to get the certainty that it's safe for you to start doing something today. That's really the key. So remember, if you don't do anything different today, you will not be better tomorrow. You will actually be worse, and that's the only guarantee. So figure out what you need to do to get that uncertainty behind you so you can start confidently taking some actions to restore your running fitness as quickly as possible. Listen, no matter where you are in your running injury recovery, if you feel stuck, if you're losing your running fitness, if you're confused about what you should do next, I created something for you that can really help if you're recovering from an injury, you know you're getting weaker, you want to get stronger, and you don't want to get left behind. You got to take the running injury quiz to help you figure out exactly what's needed to speed up your running injury recovery wherever you are in that process right now. I promise it's going to give you some things that you can think about that you can actually be doing differently based on your unique circumstances right now. You got to go check it out, go through the quiz, and I promise it'll help you. You can get it free. It's at docontherun.com/quiz. So go check it out now. docontherun.com/quiz.
Doc on the Run. We help injured runners run.